It's now the end of day one of our walk, and we've failed to make our destination, but that's hardly surprising. But equally, we now have a team that I love, adore, trust completely, and they brought us to this disused either hunting camp or it might have been a Wyoming camp, which is when the Yanomami go walkabout. So anyway, this is where we're going to spend the night and get up first thing tomorrow morning and walk to Tapio's village. Bromprolwe is the Yanomami name for a frog with a croak like an outboard motor. It's also a nickname that I acquired on our first trip, and it seems to have caught on in a big way. Okay, I'm going. Vamos? Vamos. I was really eager to set out, but my credibility was immediately undermined when I couldn't even find the path out of the camp. 4 hours into what should have been a 2-hour walk, I began to flag. The worst thing about this walk is that they keep saying, it's an hour away now, it's an hour away now, and I was really believing them to start with, but we've done so many hours away, and now it's come down to 3/4 of an hour, but I'm just not up to it at the moment. Yesterday was fine, but today is just I'm not a Yanomami, clearly. I've got a backpack on, I'm not even an Englishman. I sensed that we were getting close, but as the village had moved since I was last here, there were no familiar landmarks. We're here. Maybe we're not, but... Maybe we're not. Any Maui? Si. Oh, look at this. What a beautiful... Oh, it's nearly a proper Shabona. With loads of... Visitors to Yanomami are extremely rare and always seen as potentially hostile. Yanomami convention dictates that once strangers have entered the village, they stand stock still in the central plaza and wait to be summoned by one of the elders. But I was so relieved when I spotted Tapio that I completely forgot this vital piece of etiquette. My blunder had made him the centre of attention, and this was clearly something of an embarrassment. This is my mate. Tapio may be 22, but as an only child who was orphaned at a young age, he's always been something of an outsider himself. So it was a relief for both of us that my social gaffe was soon forgiven by the village elders. Tapio soon set to work preparing for the afternoon drug session, which starts with extraordinary regularity with no reference to clocks or watches at 2 o'clock. The finely ground hallucinogenic seeds are mixed into a dough with refined wood ash and spit. This is then dried to produce a highly intoxicating form of snuff. There is a recreational side to these sessions, but they also have important ritual significance. This is the way in which the Indians commune with the spirit world that controls every aspect of their lives. This is quite extraordinary. We've only been here 2 hours. We're already in the middle of a total psychedelic drug whirl. But what's really struck me since we've been here is that in the 4 years that have elapsed since I last saw Tapir, he's become a man. I mean, he was a boy then. And he's become far less acculturated, whereas he was sort of, seemed to have almost adopted Western ways when I last met him. Now he's a true Yanomami, and he's doing drugs like a demon too. So quite what he's going to make of coming to the outside world, I really don't know. I think he'll probably come with us to Platanal, and there other Yanomami can explain to him what it's like in the outside world. And then if he wants to go on from there, we'll go on, and if he doesn't, that's fine. As the afternoon wore on, it seemed that I would be invited to participate. Although I had tried this stuff before on my first visit, I'd forgotten how excruciatingly painful that first blast of wood ash could be.
Otro más. Otro más poquito. Listo.
No, yes. I can see my boots out there with no legs in them. They're just, because it just looks like me standing there with no body, just feet. All the real Yanomami manage to pour an enormous amount of mucus, and I don't seem to be able to get that flowing at all, which is probably slightly more attractive on camera. Well, I don't imagine I look particularly attractive. Now that's an amazing pattern. Now that to me looks like a frog. It looks as if I've just spat out a frog on the floor. That's its head, and those are its legs coming off there, and it's just surfaced from the water. Now that is absolutely acid trip stuff. I am so pleased to be here. I can't believe it. I'm relieved more than anything, and no, it's just brilliant. It's brilliant. So it's a relief to have actually made the end of the journey. All we've got to do is another 5,000 miles back home. It's not a problem. It's really not a problem. Thai says. In the Teddy. Thai says. Thai says. Tapir clearly had no idea of what lay ahead, so I did what I could to prepare him. Here, on the floor. You understand? No, you don't. You will when you get there. Okay? The prospect of taking Tapir to England was becoming increasingly surreal, but he was adamant that he still wanted to come. However, I made it very clear that he could opt out at any time, and we would return immediately to Erimawateri. Okay, I will look after him. We'll be here. Tapir insisted he was not afraid, and it became clear he was seeing this as a test of strength, a way to achieve some form of recognition within the village. What am I doing? What am I doing? I think he really wants to come. I think he does really want to come, but I think he's very nervous, and I think he's sad to leave, and I think all these people around him are also sad to see him leave and worried for him. So it's